I'm just waiting on Instagram. I think we're live on YouTube. There's a little bit of a lag with.
Just got to notice I have an incompatible browser.
Well, you're on, so. Oh, and there he goes.
Sick. It's okay.
Michael fell off here. Let me text him.
Okay.
Okay. Mike is going to be rejoining. Jeb is trying to run out of the arena. Grant, I was setting up. What is even the halftime score? Are we down 11 or 9?
Right in between there, down 10.
Okay, I'll take that. It was a little hairy there. Here we go. Mike is back. Okay, Mike, you're on, baby.
What's up, guys?
All right, so we're down 10. If you told us up before the game, probably be a little disappointed. Michael has dropped off again, but hopefully you can hear us. If you told us that 10 minutes to go in the first half, we're thrilled. So initial reactions, Grant, Mike. Grant, you go first.
Kansas made everything they threw up in the first half. I mean, literally, they were making every single shot they put up, and Samford had a couple threes room out there and here and there. And Kansas, I tweeted out, but Kansas is 6th in average height in the country. Samford's in the 340s, and they're definitely using that to their advantage when it comes to getting points in half court. It's like 3 lobs behind the zone. So, yeah, they're definitely using that to their advantage.
Yeah, if y'all have listened to the show for any amount of time, you know that my nickname in middle school basketball is Gravity. So I'm well aware of someone going over the top. Mike, comments on the first half.
Yeah, I agree with what Grant said. I think their height's absolutely killing us, especially at half court offense for Kansas. I mean, the number of alley-oops they had. Well, I don't have their bench point stats up, but I think it was in the 20s. But I like the aggressiveness. I like the defense. We forced a ton of turnovers, killed them in points off turnovers, and also had a good number of bench points. I think like close to 15 bench points in the half. So I feel like we did a lot of things well, but we're gonna have to clean up our half-court offense, and limit those alley-oops in the second half to keep it competitive.
We had a fantastic opportunity at the 12-minute-ish mark. We had really settled into the game. It was back and forth, 8-9 to 10. And then they went on that 8-0 run. That was the dagger. You had the technical foul. You had the – oh, we got Jeb. Jeb, so you're still in the stadium, I assume?
Yeah. I'm just going to do audio. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it's I said it on Twitter or on X. This arena is behind Samford. It's amazing. No one wants Kansas to win.
No, I mean, we can tell on television.
You guys are hearing the Samford band right now.
There we go.
I didn't realize we had a band that was allowed to play at basketball games. I love that they decided to show up in Salt Lake City.
I always thought that band played.
That was great.
Here, Jeb, tell us about the pregame. You were in the tunnel. You were on the court. Talk to us about that, and then mute yourself.
Pre-game, I mean, the team looked locked in. During warm-ups, they were all getting hype by the locker room. They brought a speaker out. They were hyping each other up. Once they got, what I noticed in the first half is it took a little bit of time for us to kind of settle in, right? Like we were a little bit shell-shocked on, the stage, I think. Not that we were playing terrible or anything at all, but once you saw us, kind of get comfortable, you could really tell that, they started creating confusion for Kansas. And they're kind of that, it's that frenetic offense, that chaos that is there that like I don't know if you guys saw that backcourt play where the guy just like threw it back, like he was right in front of me, and like it's making Kansas is having to think a little bit more about what they're doing, and I think that's kind of mentally exhausting Kansas in a way. We'll see how that plays out in the second half.
We will. In almost an ironic way, Buckyball is why we were down so much in points, right? Like Kansas was executing, breaking the press perfectly, got that nice 2-on-1 down low, and was Drano from down low. I mean, they showed at one point 18 out of their 36 points were in the paint, and they were 8 for 8 for layups and 5 for 5 for dunks or something like that. The math doesn't add up, but you know what I'm saying.
At one point, like 10 minutes through, they were 9 for 10 from the field with 9 assists.
Yeah, that's
that's 70% right now. They haven't made a 3 since, I think the first 4 minutes of the game.
That's not a good sign.
Yeah.
So
I'm not talking about Kansas.
We're talking about Kansas.
Right.
Okay, go ahead, Jeb.
Down 10.
Other than that, I thought it's interesting to see some of the matchups, like seeing Dallas Graziani on what's his name? On Murphy.
Yeah.
6'9" versus 5'8", yeah.
Yeah.
And he probably is responsible for 4 turnovers alone.
I'm sitting next to a guy who covers Arizona, and he was talking about how he was like, "What is that matchup? This is crazy."
It's the matchup we've been watching all year, baby. You know, Big D. I love how he showed out because he really is showing up on defense. He even made a nice 2-pointer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you switch 1 through 5 and the shot clock's going down. You're like, oh gosh, we got Dallas on Murphy. But still, Kansas shooting 69% from the field in the first half. Samford 35%.
And that's the story, right?
Game right there. Yeah.
You look at every stat; they're killing us on the boards. We expected that. We are killing them in the turnover battle. We expected that. What we did not necessarily expect is for them to be shooting at such a high clip, maybe 60%. No one's going to argue that our defense is our strong suit. But, my goodness, 70%?
But you look at the stats and you see how many paint points they had and the fact that they're shooting 70% and the fact that they've got Hunter Dickinson and we're only down 10 in the first half. Like, that's a win in my opinion.
Yes.
Yeah, right. It could have been worse.
It is a win from that perspective.
Like, think about the Purdue game, the first game of the season. They also shot lights out, and we lost by like 30.
100. Yeah. No, that's true.
50. Yeah.
Hey,
I didn't think it was that bad.
Who are the announcers? Who are the announcers for our game?
Gary Danielson and
the legendary Brad Nessler.
Okay, is it Brad that said Rocky Graziani?
Yeah, he said he felt like Rocky Graziani when he caused that foul.
That is a shirt right there. That's a shirt. Hard over height is good, but Rocky Graziani has a nice ring to it.
Not 4 inches every day? No, not that one. Okay, just making sure.
So weird. What was that, David? Can we find a few? Yes, we need to find like a lifetime for the Graz.
I don't think D2 counts, right? It's only you get 4 years of D1 eligibility.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. But
are there rules in NCAA anymore? Yeah. Okay, so from our perspective, a chore went off. That dunk was electric. We were clanking threes at the beginning, but we've really settled in from 3.
Jaden Campbell was hot from 3.
Look, there were a couple missed calls. Like, that was definitely a block.
Yes, it was.
Missed
it was definitely goal.
There was the goaltending call.
And the technical.
Oh, gosh.
On the
technical was odd. Yeah.
To warn
I actually did not see that.
Yeah, they called
I
it
don't
on.
know. I just saw the refs reacted.
Yeah.
Yeah, they called it on Danny Young on the bench over there for reacting to Furphy basically standing on top of our boy Rocky Graziani. But I don't
Rocky.
like to do that in a game of this magnitude. Obviously, the NCAA tournament. How can you just like first glance, not even give them a warning, just go straight technical?
Yeah.
I wasn't even hot about the technical. I was hot about the goaltending. I was hot about the block. The tech, I'm like, whatever. At this point, we're 0 for 3 on close calls with the refs. Now, they did kind of make it up for us. They gave us the Dallas Graziani offensive foul, which was awesome.
Yeah.
And then, honestly, it was AJ or Jaden who went in at half court, went in for the steal and kind of bodied right there at the half court line. Not really an offensive foul, but they gave it to us.
There were some makeup calls. Yeah.
There were. The refs know it. Hopefully things settle down on both ends. I think, guys, this is going to sound weird, but we talked a little bit about it throughout the SoCon tournament. If Samford kind of lets off the press and plays a more traditional style defense, I think our odds increase.
Dude, we forced so many turnovers in that last 10 minutes.
But was it
I don't
because
know
of the
about that.
press?
We need
But
to-
was it because of the press?
Yes, it was because of the press.
Yes.
It was because the
All right,
press.
guys, I need to drop. I
Okay,
need to
thank you,
drop.
Jeb. We'll see you
Yeah.
after the game, hopefully, if it's a dub.
The paint points.
Yeah,
were-
thank you, guys.
He's not a guest.
I mean, isn't he though?
That was so good. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Jeb.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Jeb. All right, but go ahead, Mike. Grant, tell me
No, I'm just
why.
saying that-
Tell me why we
like-
need to keep pressing. They're shooting 70%. Please let me hear it.
I think we probably forced more turnovers and gained more points off turnovers as a result of the press than we gave up on fast break points. And I feel like it was were we playing a 3-2 zone at times? I mean, it feels like
We did switch to a zone at times.
it feels like they're wide open down in the paint.
yes.
for the-
Dude, that
Wow.
alley-oop was after Troy's dunk was like, how is that wide open?
Right. But those
They've
aren't
had
fast
3 of
break-
those. Yeah. They've had 3 of those backdoor lobs. Yeah.
Steven,
It was only
I agree
three,
with your
like
comment.
10.
I agree with Steven's comment. If Kansas only goes
did.
7 deep, keep the press on. At some point, you're right, guys. Like at some point, the attrition will wear in, and the Kansas will be worn.
I
We
like
talked about it
Steven's
before the game.
comments here. If Kansas is only going 7 deep, keep the press on because they're going to keep
Exactly.
getting tired.
I agree with that. What sucks is we talked about Furpy before the game. Furpy comes out and drains like 4 threes, and I'm just sitting here like, of course.
Yeah.
Of course, I had to put that out in the universe, and it comes into fruition.
Yeah, he's 2 of 2, got 8 points, 5 boards as well. Hunter averages a double-double. He's already got one at 13 and 10.
Dude, he's automatic down low. I mean, some of those shots, I thought Loveday played fine defense on one of those little hook shots, and it was just bucket. I was like, oh, shoot. Got to watch out for the Hunter.
Yeah, so what – I think that's kind of obvious, but what do we need to do to get back in this one?
Is it obvious? I mean, we need to keep making threes. That's kept us in the game. We need to maintain the kind of chaos type atmosphere of the game. I think Kansas really benefited from hitting early shots. They really kind of latched onto that to hold on to a nice 10-point lead there at the end. If they hadn't come out so hot, we'd be talking about a 5-point lead for Kansas or a 2-point lead for Samford. Rebounding's probably not going to improve. That probably we need to just make shots.
We got to find a way to play bigger, though. Play taller. I mean, on the rebounding front, but also just eliminate the lobs.
The lobs are killing us. How do you eliminate that? Like it, I don't even know how they get that.
Yeah.
It's a little frustrating.
This is also another thing. This comment just popped up. Kansas is using their length in the half court when Samford can't get out and push. Because like you saw there before the 4-minute media, it was like couldn't get a shot off and basically couldn't get a good look to like 5 seconds and had to put up a 3. So for this comment, it's a little bit of that too. Like Kansas's defense, and they need to get out and run more. And like you said, put up those threes and kind of hope they keep following, because you're going to have trouble scoring in the half court against a team like this.
They're definitely
Has the
making
size.
well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Southern Charm's comment right there is the key, because if you noticed a slight little difference, right? When we're making passes, we were making them away from the basket, right? Our guys were having to draw away from the basket every single time. We didn't see that in the SoCon, right? How do you avoid that? How do you get passes towards the basket where our bodies are moving towards it? Is a nice softball motion. And yeah, the guys didn't seem sticky. It just, we'll have to watch a little bit more closely. But the motion wasn't there. Yes, the transition threes have been clutch. We could have used a couple more, especially early on, but we've really settled in. And a Chores 3 was a nice tone setter. Hopefully we can carry the long ball into the second half. We'll see.
Yeah, only 2 points for Jermaine, and Ryland hadn't scored either. Need to get those guys going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lot of nervous energy, especially from Jermaine right there at the first 5-7 minutes.
Yeah, score as well.
Ball was bouncing a little high. And then he left the court for a hot minute there. I want to say kind of the middle of the first half.
Yeah.
If that's like the silver lining is we're down 10 and Jermaine really hasn't made an impact. Ryland really hasn't made a scoring impact. If there's going to be hope, it's going to be that our guys continue to do what they do. And then Jermaine and Ryland also step up. Because if both of them can turn it on in the second half and really keep the pressure on Kansas, because that's the thing, guys. We don't have to have the lead until the very end. We just have to make Kansas feel it. We cannot let them get back up by 18.
Yeah.
Like, that's not how you win the game. If we can just keep it tight.
Sorry, they're about to come back from halftime, by the way.
Oh, baby.
Or it just started. It just started back, so yeah.
Oh, all right. We are out. Everybody enjoy the game. Peace.
See you.